Welcome everyone to the Tactical Tavern. I'm your host Tomas Alas, and in this video we are reviewing the new CFK Compact Field Knife Pikal Edition from Halfbreed Blades. This is a pretty unique and very capable fixed blade where you're going to find out exactly what features this has to offer you, taking a look at the pros and the cons as well as comparing it to a few other popular Pikal models in order to find out if this blade is right for you. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you do enjoy this content for knives, gear, flashlights, and all things everyday carry, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss future videos helping you save money and upgrade your gear. With that being said, let's cut into it. This blade comes in with an overall length of 8.07 inches. The blade length comes in at 4.01, while the handle length measures in at around 4.06 inches. Some places where this is listed, it has VG10 stainless steel, which is a Japanese steel, very nice. But on this blade in particular, it has N690 marked on there. So make sure that you take a look at which one that you're getting. They may have changed it at the time that this review is being posted, but either way, those are the two steel options. From what I could find, this has a Rockwell hardness of around 59 to 60. And the blade shape design is called a Pikal, which is typically used in a tip down edge in grip for bringing in things to you, but I think it has just a little bit more versatility than just a personal protection tool. The option that you see in front of you is the black PVD coated, which is anti-reflective, and I certainly enjoy that. They also make a stonewash version if you prefer that option. The thickness on this blade is coming in at 0.157 inches or roughly 4 millimeters, and this comes in with a weight of 3.35 ounces. Keep in mind that is without the sheath. With the sheath included, it comes in at 4.87 ounces. And let's talk about the sheath design because there's some things I really enjoy and there's a couple of improvements I think that could be made. Starting off with what I do like, there are so many mounting options. It's also very thin and discreet, easy to carry. But with these mounting options, you can put on a variety of different clips. Included in the package is an ulti clip, and this is like one of those jumbo ulti clips. And what's so special about the ulti clip compared to other like tech locks or soft loops is that you can attach this securely to the inside of your pants, but in a moment you can pop it out and slide it into a vest, drop it into a bag or backpack, or even clip it down into your car. So there's a lot of options that you can do with this. It does add a little bit of width to it, but it is quite a versatile carry system for your Pikal knife. The sheath is injection molded plastic, and keeping the screws together are a classic Phillips head, so you can use some things in the field to adjust it. It's not going to take any of those weird Torx bit screws. Now you can adjust the tension of the sheath, and that is something that kind of brings us to one of the things I'd love to see enhanced. When I first got this, it was pretty stiff. It was like trying to get it out. Now it's worked in quite a bit, and I also messed with the tension on here, loosened it up and fine-tuned it. Personally, I'd rather have too much tension than not enough. I don't want my sheath flinging out all over the place. This gives you that great security that when you go for it, you're gonna need it. But keep in mind, if you're using that with the ulti clip on some like thin pants, you definitely wanna be careful. The other thing that's interesting to me is that they have a thumb ramp here. Now I know that this is a series of 4 blades that they make. So keep in mind, if you have the Pikal version, don't use the thumb ramp. Why might that be? Because you're gonna run your thumb right onto that razor sharp edge. And let me tell you, they did a great job sharpening. This thing is insanely sharp, but with the sheath design, do not use the thumb ramp. You're gonna need some Band-Aids. Discount code TACTAV15 for my medic, 15% off. Let's go. The other enhancement that I would love to see is I don't believe that this is an ambidextrous sheath. You can only put it in one way. I do like that there's that added lip here to help you guide it in before finding the hole, but I do think it would be awesome if you could put it in both ways, especially with how thin it is. It'd be nice to just set it and forget it. It does have a nice drainage hole on the inside, as well as being able to mount it for a neck knife. There's so many ways you can carry this. And a little subtlety is that these cutouts here further help reduce weight, but it also allows you to like bungee wrap it. So you could certainly carry this numerous amounts of ways. This style of ulti clip I would recommend for like everyday carry or hiking in your pants pocket. They do also come equipped with a dots system, which is like a plastic fold over piece, so you can easily attach it to your belt, your duty rig, or even a vest. But that is really cool that they give you so many options in this fixed blade. Circling back to this blade, I do really like it. I think it has a lot of capabilities. Let's touch on some things that I think could be enhanced though, and noticeably there's no real handle. It is certainly discreet, which is really good if you want something super thin, minimalistic, easy to clean. This is gonna fit those needs. But for me, I do appreciate a handle with some added retention. So I'm thinking I might do some sort of paracord wrap on this just to give myself a little bit more impact resistance as well as comfort if using it for prolonged periods of time. As we follow along down here, there is a deep groove up to the top, which can help from preventing your hands from sliding forward. but I would say that towards the bottom end, I wish it had a little bit of a flare out. Not because I'm scared, but because I'm scared. I don't want to stab into something and then have this part of my flesh kind of touch that, especially while deploying the blade. Sometimes if you go in real deep, it could get close, a little too close for comfort, and I don't like that. As long as you thumb cap it, you should be totally fine. Your hand's not gonna slide forward, especially with this additional guard. I just wish it had a backup. As we come down to the backside, there are some added jimping areas, which certainly help increase the traction as well, giving you a pretty positive grip on there. They're not overly aggressive where they're gonna like shred your fingers and get really irritated and like, ow. But it certainly helps you provide a little bit of added traction so you can certainly do what you need to do. As for the thickness and the design, all of these edges are chamfered and polished, giving you a lot of comfort. And in the standard forward grip, you can certainly use this as a cutting tool. This blade certainly looks aggressive in the tip down and fighting style, but in actuality, I think it also has a lot of cutting capability because it has a slight curve to it, a really reinforced tip, and all these edges are polished, so you can actually carve with it if you had to. Furthermore, because of that rounded spine, I like it for being able to slide up underneath things, say like one of those wristbands or cutting off restraints, something like that. In a medical setting, it gives you a little bit of safety, even though it is a pretty aggressive point. Thickness behind the edge, it is pretty substantial. This thing is definitely not gonna easily break. Trade-off on that is the slicing capabilities for food prep work. So-so. You can certainly do it and it will definitely cut stuff, but you are gonna have to provide a little bit more resistance in order to get through some materials. Something to consider is the weight and balance of this blade. It definitely is tip forward. Not a bad thing, just depends on what you're into. For me personally, because that skeletonized handle, I'm hoping by adding on some paracord or whatnot, it'll help even it out so I don't open it up and have it feel like it wants to fall out. Certainly though, it helps with some flicking and fast motions in order to get your point across. For precision package opening, here I will also throw it up next to some options for you. Starting off, we have the Tops Unzipper. Next up, a very popular one is gonna be the Elvia series from Ed's Manifesto. We have on top the Copus Elvia, and right below that is the Emerson Elvia, the folding version. For a reference, I also have a trainer from Turner CNC, so if you are interested in the new Magnica V2 Elvia, this will give you a reference for size. Lastly, for customs, we have two of those. We have the top, which is the Bantang custom fruit knife, and then below that, we have the Larona from Earl Custom. And also because it's in my pocket, and I'll do a close-up for you guys, I have the Dirk Pinkerton Inversion, which is a folding Pikal style blade, similar to the Elvia, but there you go, you can get a reference for that. So who might I recommend this CFK Pikal version for from Halfbreed Blades? Well, I think it makes a strong and robust everyday carry blade. If you're working in construction or doing some heavy duty cutting, this is not going to break. Let me rephrase that. It's not likely to break. Don't abuse your tools. For outdoor survival, you can certainly carve with it. It's not going to be the most comfortable for prolonged periods of time. For meat processing and cooking, you can certainly do that. But again, it is pretty thick behind the edge, so it's not going to be like a thin chef's knife. The maiden voyage for this style of CFK, I think, is going to be more for personal protection and a tool to enhance your safety. Because it is so thin, it's going to be easily concealable and wearable for prolonged periods of time. The N690 or VG10 steel, whichever one they go for, is going to be very rust resistant, so you can wear it close to your body without worry that it's going to dull or degrade on you. Ideally, I just think it looks cool. I mean, this thing is such a freaking awesome blade, especially if you study any sort of Filipino or bladed martial arts. It also makes a great package opener for a variety of activities depending on the sizing of your package. This thing flows pretty well. It's going to be quite accessible with the versatile sheath. At the time of this review, you can find this blade for around $195 to $210, and I'll go ahead and drop some links down below for your convenience. If you guys enjoyed this review or you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, please make sure to drop a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you won't miss future videos helping you save money and upgrade your gear. While you're there, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Tactical Tavern. With all that being said, my name is Tomas Alas. Thank you again for watching. I'm excited to see you in the next video. And remember, be prepared, be practical, stay tactical.